You mentioned that even an awakened person has to face the mind. How do I get to know that I am awake? For one who is awake, the thought I, the feeling I am, in its aspect as the person, will still arise spontaneously from time to time. But it will not carry the same intensity and force as when you were under the influence and the belief that you are a person, that you are this body. When you believe that you are a person, that you are this body, then thought activity has more virility and more potency for you. When you realize, I am the self, I am only the witness, nothing is happening to me, everything is only arising in me in the form of sensation, in the form of thoughts, you will spontaneously know that I am not that. So the awakened one, we're saying the awakened person, actually there is no awakened person. There is only the awakening of the self to itself, that it is not a person. But the person is only a kind of costume that the imageless appears through. The person, meaning the body, and the conditioning appears to be what we are. But we are appearing in them and through them, but we are not essentially that. We are not essentially the body or the notion of being a person. And then you ask, how do I get to know that I am awake? Presently, in this statement is asked from the state of a kind of ignorance, you see. It's not that there's a line drawn and then before you reach this line you're unawake, and then you step over this line, you're awake in that way. Simply the sense of personal reality quietly dissolves until there's no foundation, no basis to support it. The sense that I'm a person and all the other ideas and identities that are associated with being a person. Gradually this notion, which is a very restricted notion of consciousness, gradually thins away. What remains is the undiluted consciousness. This is what we are. There's nothing to be afraid about. While we're in the state of personhood, we have a fear because we feel that our person is all there is. And if the person is transcended or if the person is dissolved, then it amounts to a kind of the end of my being. But this is such a misunderstanding, such a misconception, because the greater part of yourself is consciousness. Even when I say the greater part, I mean all of you is consciousness, but that portion of consciousness that appears to be a person through conditioning, that is just such a small, it's only an idea, but somehow this idea believed in seems to cover up the consciousness. The consciousness is self-awareness of itself. So how do I get to know that I am awake? The one who wants to know when I'm awake, this one must itself go. And this is not easy to explain, because at present you are asking from the state of identity, as though the identity is going to know, oh, now I am awake. But awakening means to awaken from the notion of being the identity. So this is the paradox. Who will get it? So I'm going to leave that question with you, contemplate it.